Hello everyone, welcome to my book blog. Today we're going to discuss Islands of Mercy by the great Rose Tremain. Now, I have to start off with a confession. This is the first time I've ever read a novel by Dame Rose Tremain, who is a prolific writer, a writer of huge repute, and who I think is about 80 now. And what she doesn't know about literature isn't worth knowing. But this is the first time I've read one of her books, and it's one I really enjoyed. It is a piece of historical fiction, and we are primarily set in 19th century Bath. We follow a community of characters through their various interconnectedness and relationships, and through them we get to interrogate themes about finding purpose in life, the value of art, the interconnectedness between life and death, and the circle of life, as well as justice and forgiveness. So we are primarily focused on a lady called Jane. She is a young woman, an unusual woman in Bath. She is the daughter of the local doctor, and she has an unusual and prolific gift for healing, particularly using the local waters in Bath, where she often takes some of her father's patients, and through his combination of medical knowledge and her gift for healing, they cure the local population, and people come from far to come and see them. There's also a connection to Borneo. So Jane's father, the local doctor, has a business partner called Valentine, and Valentine's brother is a biologist over in Borneo, and he stumbles across a local white man who's passed himself off as a Raj called Sir Ralph Savage, and patronises the local Malay population that he claims to rule over. And so we have this sort of world-spanning community through interconnectedness, 6 degrees of separation and all that. And we get to follow their path to whatever end they have. All of them are struggling. Sort of in Malay, you have the very real presence of life and death, while in Bath you have this seeking to prevent death and through healing, and they're all trying to find purpose. Jane as a young woman trying to find her way in the world, and the community in Borneo trying to find their way is purpose in a world where they are strangers and don't belong. So a lot of nice community, very familiar territory with that kind of setup, lots of characters that we really want to get involved with. Jane remains the central character. So her father's partner Valentine proposes to her at the beginning of the book, and this sets off a chain of events for Jane. She does not want to marry Valentine. In fact, she's not sure she ever wants to get married at all. And after the proposal, she flees to London to stay with her aunt, who is a bohemian, an artist, a woman who has loved passionately and lost profoundly. And it is through her aunt that Jane begins to involve herself in a more bohemian existence. She finds love with other women. She considers herself whether there is a world to be investigated away from the very safe traditional class structure within Bath, and whether she wants to involve herself in something which is safe, or whether she wants to involve herself in a world which is full of risk. And that really is the crux of the book. Now, this is a really enjoyable read. I am not going to say that it's a historical fiction on the level of something like Hilary Mantel. This is not a profoundly intricate examination of the world at that time, although 19th century Bath is beautifully brought to life. This is rather an enjoyable romp, if you want. And in fact, at times there are a few risque scenes full of titillation that Rose keeps referring back to as a way of Jane exploring her sexuality. Some characters are better drawn than others. Jane is a wonderful character, as is her aunt. Whether some of the male characters in Bath are as well drawn as those two women, I'm not sure. And certainly the community in Bath is more involving than the situation in Borneo, which feels a bit loose. However, Sir Ralph Savage in Borneo is a very interesting character. I enjoyed this book. I really enjoyed reading it. Sometimes you don't want something that is heavy, and you want something that asks, gets you to think a little about your life and gets you to sort of ponder the existence and transience of life, without really hitting you over the head or giving you great agony or tension or pain. And there is certainly this. There is love, there is birth, there is death, there is sex, there is loss. It covers the whole gamut, and it's a really enjoyable read. Islands of Mercy by Rose Tremain.